Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Zorii Bliss from The Rise of Skywalker. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpie. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, so let's see what I can do here because that's small. I'm already starting small. Let me get a little bit bigger on this. But what I was saying is the movie's not out yet, so I don't know how big a role this character has. Now, I'm pretty sure it's big, or big enough that, you know, it's not just going to disappear like I was talking about I just did Bulio, and I was talking about how a character disappeared in The Force Awakens, Constable Zuvio. And so by doing this stuff ahead of time, I am risking that this character won't be in the movie, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure she's in there because I've seen a lot of pictures. It's an actual movie star, you know, so it's not just an alien. And that's kind of what I was talking about with Bulio, is that it's an alien, so by the time this comes out, and this should be out after the movie's out, so we'll know. But beforehand, I just have to speculate that it's possible, you know, that she's not in the movie. But I'm pretty sure she is. So, but where I'm going with this, what I'm trying to say is, you know, I'm just going by a few pictures because I don't know exactly all the details. So this could be wrong. Bear with me. I'm trying. But all I have to go by are just a few pictures. So hopefully we'll get this right. All right, so let me throw a few details in here real fast. Just because there's certain parts of her that are really neat. I want to make sure I get them right. Because the sketch came out great. I got the position I want. But let me, you know what? Let me angle her arm back a little bit because I have her holding another dual pistols, but it's going to go over the back of her mask there. So I'm going to reposition her arm so it doesn't, you know, so we can, that's a cool part, right? The mask. And okay, so here's something else. I'll just give you something to listen to while I'm sketching. I'm curious what they're going to do if they're going to make a mask for her because this is really cool. And I have the Kylo Ren mask that came out for The Force Awakens. And I'm curious if they're going to make one for this one. This would be really cool. But look how far back it hangs on, you know? I mean, can they? That's the other trick. Okay, I'm focusing too much on the helmet. Let me keep going here with the rest of the costume. All right, it's not bad. It's not bad. So let me add some detail here into the anatomy. All right, good. Oh, can't forget those. She's got a couple of armbands on. And that's something else I got to try to remember. There's a lot of cool, tiny details to this character. So hopefully this won't take too long. Just bear with me if it does, though. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to go through this as fast as I can because I know the ink is going to take a little bit too. Right? Got that right? Alright, and so I'm just going to draw a pistol up like that. And again, I'm guessing on the pistols too, so we'll see how this comes out. Alright, let's see. Let's see, I got her breast a little too low there. Let me try to raise that up a little bit. I have her hunched over, so I have to recalibrate the body position for being bent over like this. Right, okay, that'll work. So let me, arms like this. And really this is why knowing your anatomy helps. Because I don't have her in this, the picture I'm looking at is not in this position. But if you know anatomy, and you know what goes where, you can take the details and make it your own by putting them in the position you want. Okay, let's see. I think that's right. Here's a little trick I'm going to talk to you about when we ink. I got something like this for a specific detail. When you draw a hand holding a gun, you're not going to close it. It's obviously holding something, and so you got to make sure you give room for this. So that's why I'm putting the fingers out here a little bit, positioning so they're over a weapon, and just take into account things like that and use something like that. I'm sure you've got a handle you can hold on to. Anything, just a hammer would work too, just to give you the detail of what it would look like if you were holding on to something. So never be afraid to look for what's the word? Not a model, but I guess a model. I guess that would be right. Or you to get something to model it after, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's see. No knee pads or nothing like that, so it's just anatomy. You're gonna have an empty holster there. Gonna draw some lines for the material there. Okay. All right. And she's got kind of pointy toes, like they're very, very pointed boots. I like them a lot, but it's going to stand out a little bit to you. Bear with me. That's the design. All right. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm ready. Let me make sure I've got all the detail I want in there. Yeah. All right. So let me erase some of these lines, and we can get going. I need to erase like the sketch lines and leave the confidence lines, because the confidence is what we need, and that's what we're going to go by. You never want to follow a sketch in life. You always want to follow confidence. You wouldn't walk across, I say this a lot, you wouldn't walk across a sketchy ladder. But again, this anatomy I use, this reference that I use, why would you be walking across a ladder? I always think this through like you're walking across a chasm and you lay a ladder down and walk across. I don't know why that's where my mind goes, but that's what I always use as the sketch reference, that you wouldn't walk across a sketchy ladder. You shouldn't be walking across a ladder in the first place. You climb a ladder, not walk across. So anyway, all right, I think I got enough of it erased that I can still see the image, and I can build off of this, and we can get going. Okay. So I'm ready to switch over to the Sharpies. If you want to go grab yours, and we're going to welcome everybody that skipped to this portion of the video. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a drawing every single day, and you can join along and see how I draw the drawing of the day. I've already sketched the entire thing out. I've got her positioned and ready to go, and I've erased a lot of the darker lines. I've got like a tiny ghost of an image that's ready to be drawn. So I'm going to start off with the Sharpie pen and then come back with the fine point later. So something I was talking about though in the sketches, I don't know anything about this character. This is before the movie comes out, so bear with me with all these details. I could be wrong, but I'm going to try to make it work and see what happens. So I'm going to draw her visor first, just because I usually use this Sharpie for details for the face, but obviously she doesn't have any. So I'm going to use it for the tiny details in her mask, her visor, And I should probably draw the outline of the face, or the outline of the mask, and then I can come back with the, let's do that. Here, let's close this out. Never leave your Sharpies open. Even though I'm about to grab it again, that's why I do stuff like that. You should never, it's a good habit to not do that. All right, so let's go ahead and just build the mask. So I'm gonna come up here like this. I'm gonna round it off up here. And look, mine didn't come out as perfectly round. That's okay. Don't freak out. Don't get worried over that. Okay, and it's kind of long in the back, so I'm just kind of drawing the design that I have. And again, I'm just kind of going by a picture and hoping I get the details right. So let's see. All right, this is looking pretty good. I like this. Very, very Boba Fett, you know? Very Mandalorian, for those of you that are now watching The Mandalorian on the Disney Channel. Pretty awesome show, right? Okay. That's a different story. All right, so let's add some tiny details into this. Let's see, I got a line going up right here. Let's see, I got one back here like this. I've got another one over here like this. And then one coming off this to that. And I'm just kind of playing around with what I can draw. I'm not going to draw every single line, but I'm going to draw some of them, just to try to play with the details that we can draw. Oh, this goes all the way to the back. Like that. And this kind of comes down, but that's the shape of the dome, not a line, so I'm not going to put that in. And again, there's more detail in the back. That's really cool as far as design. So I'm just going to do little things like that. I'm going to close this off because it does have a bottom. It does have an edge to it. But I wanted to do it with a smaller Sharpie to do like a cool contrasting thick versus thin line width. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to come down. Let's see, this does go back across. Like that. Come down, bring it in like that, do another one here. You see there's probably more, but I should do that with color, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, and I think I'm going to leave it like this. We'll add one more. Every time I say that, I add more. I'll leave it like that and let color take care of anything else. Let's see, we'll say that's going back up like that. All right. That way, we're good there. Oh, you know what I almost forgot? There's like an antenna thing sticking up right back here. I almost forgot that. Okay. All right. Good. All right, oops, grab the pencil instead of the Sharpie. All right, so now I'm gonna draw her collar and then I can draw her neck. So I know it's over like that. It's gonna loop around, come like this. Like that. And so now that's all I really got to do for her neck. She's got, you know, some lines and material right there, but that's all we can really do. I don't want to go too crazy with that. So okay, so let's draw this arm since we're over here. So I'm going to draw her shoulder like this, and because of anatomy, the way it's like at you, it's like this, so you're going to see more bumps like that. But she also has the bands around her arm, so let's draw those, and that'll kind of show the curve to her arm right there. Okay, so something like that. It'll come down to her elbow like this, and so her forearm is over that front of it, and then I'm going to draw the band. Okay, so let's draw her wristband like this, and since we're here, I'm going to draw a few creases and folds just because her material is cloth, you know. I want to add a little something like that. Okay, so I'm going to draw her hand, and basically all you see is the back of her hand like this. So you can only draw this part like that. So to do that, we're going to draw the back of her hand up like this, and then the pistol like that. And then the rest of her fingers, you can't really see much because they're wrapped around and over themselves, you know? So that's all we can really do. And draw the thumb like this, and there's the inside of the hand. Now, what I can do is add the inside of the hand like this to kind of accent the bends in her hand, like that. All right, here we go. So now we're going to draw the inside of the pistol, and it's a very long pistol, like almost like a pirate pistol. That's what it makes me think of. So I'm going to draw the finger notch right there, so I can draw her finger in it. And then I'm just going to draw like this, because again, I have to make this up because I don't know what it looks like exactly. And we're just going to do that. That's all we can really do anyway. So let's add just a little bit of something like this, just to give it the bottom. And we'll say that's the bottom detail of the pistol, like that. Everything else, I really don't know. I mean, we can kind of do something like that just to give it something. That's the best we can do. Okay, so let's draw this other arm over here too. So same thing, this one's going to be out. I'm going to draw her shoulder, and she's got a, like that, but this one's a solid piece. She has a armband that we're going to draw like this. So then I'm going to draw the rest of her arm to her forearm, rest of her arm to the forearm, like that. But again, another armband or bracelet, like this. Ooh, my paper's jumping, it's moving on me. All right, so I'm going to bring her arm in like that, just to, you know, close it off so we know where we are, and so I can start to draw some of my favorite, you got it, you guessed it, creases and folds. Okay, and again, it's just to show that it's not metal like that. It's material, you know. All right, how's yours coming out? Mine's coming out awesome. I really like this. I really hope I like this character. She looks really fun. So I'm gonna have her hand. Here we go. Example again. I talked about this in the sketch. Hold something and see that something's supposed to be there. You're not going to do this, you know, with your fingers closed. It's wrapped around something, and your fingers are disappearing back behind it. So you can always hold something like that to get an idea. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to look at this while I'm drawing, just to get an idea of where your digits are supposed to be, you know. So I'm going to do something like this. Draw these fingers in here like that. And this one's kind of disappearing because it's the smallest one. And the finger is around the trigger like that. All right, so see what we're doing? And then draw the pistol like this. The handle, I guess. And bring it in like that. All right. Always get an example. All right, so same thing. I'm just going to draw a long gun, pirate style. You know, that's what I'm going to call it. Pirate style, because I don't know what it looks like. It's a little thin. It should have been thicker than that. So let's do this. Let's accent that. That way we can bring it out like this, and that way we'll draw something a little bit more than a little point. You know, I don't know if that's right. I have no idea, but we're gonna kind of make it our own. You know, the trigger's right there. Here's the inside. We'll do something like this just to accent it, you know, make it Star Warsy. Okay, and we're good there. Let me draw a few little lines for her hand, just to show, you know, the creases in her hand, maybe the knuckles, something like that. Okay, we'll stop there. I'm going to keep drawing if I don't. All right, so I've got her kind of hunched over a little bit, so I'm going to draw a point or the bumps out for her breasts. Like this. I'm going to bring it in, and she has a strap going all the way across. So let's draw the back of her to that strap, and that's where I'm going to, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm just going to accent it like that, and then I'm going to bring the rest of her body down. And I've got her hunched over a little bit, so I'm going to draw that little bump in her where she's hunched. I'm going to come down, and I'm going to put the belt right there. So the reason I didn't draw the strap is because I'm going to do it with the smaller Sharpie. So I'm going to accent it, basically, is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come across here, bring it in, come across here, and do it like that. So I got this cool thick, thin accent, okay? And I know her other breast is missing, but we're gonna do that with color. We're just gonna shade it in and highlight, and that way we don't have to worry about it with ink. What we can do is do something like that, and that will at least show us a little bit of anatomy. You know, we don't have to go into detail with it, but that'll at least help us show that something is there. You know, it's not just a blank spot. So let's do her belt, and her belt is kind of like this cool looking eye piece. It's not really an eye, but just, or a lemon, whatever you want to call that. Maybe that's an eye, maybe it's a lemon. But it's got, the reason I say it's an eye is because it's got this slit in the middle like that. All right, so let's finish it up. Let's draw the rest of it around like this, and come around from this side, bring it down, and do it like that. Now, she does have these two straps going across, but this one is going to be up because her leg is up. So I'm going to go ahead and put it over like that. This one will come down because her leg is not up. Okay, and we'll go ahead and go over here, and that connects to her gun holster. So now that we have that, well, let's draw the gun holster. Okay, holster. I said holster. The gun holster, like this. Draw an edge to it, just to accent it. And so now we're basically drawing anatomy, because the rest of her is just leg. I think. Ooh, no, it's not. She has gunslinger straps holding her holster on. Okay, so now the rest of it is just anatomy. So basically we're going to draw her leg in like this, down to her boot. So I'm going to come up here to her knee, to her thigh, to the inner thigh, to her crotch right there. And I'm going to draw some, my creases and folds. So I'm going to bring this inner thigh to that leg, that strap, sorry, to the inside of the bend of the knee, the crook of the knee is what I call it, to the boot, to the knee, top of the thigh, and close it off like that. All right. So, like I said, because her leg is bent, I'm going to add some creases and folds for the material. Just to show that her material is stretched. My Sharpies have been doing that for some reason, adding like this double line. It's weird, but that's all. We're not going to go too crazy. Just add a couple more, just to make it cloth is what I'm doing. All right, so now let's draw her boots, and she's got kind of like these pirate boots. That's what I'm going to call them, because they got like a tiny little lip at the top. And then what I was saying before is she's got very pointy toes. So I'm going to come down here, draw the edge, bring it in like this, draw some bumps from where we're going to bump it, or add some creases and folds. So I'm going to come down for her toe, and I'm going to extend it out a little bit like that, just because, like I said, it's a little more pointy. You'll see over here, you'll see why I did it like that. So I'm going to come in here, draw the heel like this, come in there, draw the front, come down, and where I would draw the toe, I'm going to come a little bit further like that. So we're going to extend it out a little bit just to give it that look. All right. I tried to make the poppy sound with that. Not going to happen. That's the sound I was trying to make. Okay, so I'm going to draw some creases and folds, and she's got a bunch. This is like a very material looking boot, like soft material. So I'm just going to do a bunch like that, and then for the toe I'm going to go ahead and add a couple lines like that, just to show that it's all what do you call it, extended, like there's the front. See what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to do. All right, there's her heel. Okay, and you know what? I say that's it. I say that's good. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Zorii Bliss from Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.